Hey, Stefan, how are you? I'm Ryan with FilmFad.com.
Hey, hi Ryan. I'm perfect. Thank you for asking.
Wow, I can see why they chose you for the voice of Colossus. You've got a very strong voice.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So, I've seen the film. I loved the film. I loved Colossus in it. How did this role come about, where they had a more duality of both body and voice, where it was two parts?
Well, as a matter of fact, well, my approach was, I was like, getting into like Piotr Nikolaevich, just puts him as in a human form. So I was doing him, because there's no like difference, like you have like between Bruce Banner and Hulk, they're the same person,
Yeah.
and so all the thing because CGI moments of Colossus are they're like Tim was trying to get like the exactly the way the Colossus looks in the comic books. So his resemblance in his how to say that CGI form is directly to the comic book. So he doesn't look like anyone else except the original comic book Colossus. But on the other side, the soul, the voice, and everything else which comes in from the inside of Colossus was me. So I was approaching it as Piotr Nikolaevich from the inside, from like the human form Colossus.
So, what were some of your favorite lines throughout the film? I know there were a lot that really portrayed him as this heroic, pretty much Boy Scout in a way. What were some of your
Well,
favorites?
he's like the old-fashioned real superhero, idealistic Russian artistic soul, like from the Russian classic books. He is really a specific character, like a genuine superhero. But what was the question, director? So I can sorry.
What were some of your favorite lines that you got to say
The
throughout the
favorite
film?
lines. So the favorite lines were like definitely the how to say that the ending monologue when he's trying to how to say to get Deadpool to get to the good side, to the X-Men. The four there are only 4 or 5 moments when if you watch the movie. So before when he's trying to kill Ajax, when Colossus is trying to stop him and to make him come to the good side, to the X-Men side.
So,
So there's like 4 or 5 moments. That's all it matters.
sure.
That monologue, the whole monologue that's my favorite scene, and I know, and as I saw, people love that scene.
So, from what I've read, you're fluent in quite a few languages. Um, when, uh, when this came about, did you have any other work with any voice work before, where you maybe got to use some of that talent that you had, where being well
Well,
versed?
as a matter of fact, I do a lot of voice work in Europe, a lot of it, because I love to do that, like cartoons and like commercials, so many things with my voice, and people love my voice, and it's really lots of people know me by my voice in Europe, but still, it's a part of my job. So the thing is, I had like lots of projects before I came into this, and it helped me a lot. But still, this is like something totally new because you're like building and making a very known character with like a huge fan base. So I didn't have a pressure, but I wanted to make it as as better, the best as I could. So I had the help from Tim, who's like an amazing director, brilliant director. So who is plus a big comic book fan. So we created a perfect Colossus, authentic, the most authentic Colossus ever.
Yeah, I would say it was very authentic. I mean, that's an understatement. I know in the past that we've seen a couple films that have featured Colossus and X-Men movies. Why do you think they
Yeah.
chose to reboot the character?
The thing is that Tim wanted character, the known character, which was not used too much in the other movies. Well, unfortunately, the next X-Men franchise, Colossus, didn't have a lot of space, because the other characters, I don't know why, because Colossus is really an amazing character, and he's one of the strongest heroes in the Marvel Universe. Thank God for that, because Tim took him as a perfect contrast to Deadpool's personality.
Oh,
Because
definitely.
because on one side you have, you know, a real superhero with like idealistic views in the world and good and evil, and you have like, Deadpool as anti-hero, totally different and totally different than Colossus. So I think there's not a better comic book character that's like resemble that contrast, you know.
No, I know.
And
They just confirmed this today that they're moving forward with a Deadpool 2, and we're more than likely going to see more of X-Force. Now, I know Colossus has been on the X-Force and X-Men.
and Excalibur, though, yeah,
Oh,
he had like
that's right.
lots of those, yeah, yeah. Going up and down, but well, the thing is, I'm praying and I'm hoping, because the reactions to Colossus in the Deadpool are really amazing. Deadpool by itself is just fantastic. Ryan Reynolds did awesome job. But, on the other side, people love Colossus. And I hope and I'm praying that, Colossus is going to continue to be by Deadpool's side. And, if we have X-Force, that can be like such a huge team up, if you have Cable and all of those characters, that can be like really, really amazing sequel.
I agree, and that's actually really impressive that you knew a lot of that history behind Colossus. I don't think you would have had to do that much research for the character, but it sounds like you did.
Yeah, well, as a matter of fact, this is a funny thing, because as I said, I'm a big comic book fan, and I'm really into X-Men, I like the fan. So when I got the chance to be a part of something that I really love, just like a win-win situation, because I'm really into not just because of the movie. I went into like research about Colossus. I'm really a big fan of it. So I was like thinking that it would be perfect if you can even like get like Colossus's sister, Iliana Magic. She's a perfect character. So there's like so many things about Colossus that can build up any movie that she's gonna be in next time.
That's really impressive that you know that. I hope that I hope they continue to move forward with you, because having someone with your voice and your knowledge, I mean, that I feel like that would just be an asset for them in the future.
Thanks so much. That means a lot. Thank you so much for that.
So, as far as other roles go, would you say this is probably one of the most notable? I mean, I know superhero films nowadays, if you're in one, that's a big thing.
Well, nowadays, I can like even it's so huge. Nowadays superhero movies rule, definitely, because of the fans, because all the things that they're bringing. They're like reaching to all kinds of audiences right now, and Deadpool is definitely a game changer in this genre. Because he's going to reach to some people that are like not too much into superhero movies, but they will. I already like have some reactions from Europe, from some countries that are not into like superhero worlds, and they're like people are raving about Deadpool. Every ticket, how to say that? Every cinema is sold out. People are applauding. They're like laughing into like whole during the whole movie. So the reactions to Deadpool are something that I didn't. I knew that's going to be like a good movie, great movie, but this kind of reaction, that's unbelievable. It's beautiful.
So, given that you have I'd say a plethora of comic book knowledge yourself, where would you like to see the character go? Would you like to see the character more in the X-Men universe, or cross over into the darker X-Force universe?
Well, if you ask me, I would love this to stay in this universe. Even that, I would like to, that X-Men give Colossus, but this version of Colossus more space. But still, I think that we made this Colossus, the original Colossus, for Deadpool, and I would like to keep him in this darker world, because I think he's a great contrast, and he can be a great asset to Deadpool and all those other characters, So we can like have so many different ways, of his transformation and his understanding of other worlds and other things.
Well, I have to say, I think I agree with you. I think a lot of people have had very positive reaction to this film, myself included. And I think your character is a perfect juxtaposition to Deadpool's character, as you said. And I really look forward to seeing you in future films or hearing you in future films because I thought it
Thank you
just
so
fit
much.
perfectly. It's great to be talking to Colossus himself, and I hope to hear from you again in the future. And good luck. We're rooting for you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Filmfed.com is definitely a hero material. Love you, Colossus.